Happy Thursday. Hi. How are you? Everything here is good. My back is better. Not 100%, but I had my third physical therapy session today and it felt really good. Had more laser work done and she stretched me out and showed me a couple of different movements so I can get comfortable in my own back. So I am definitely getting better. Thank you for asking. So I have a dirty little secret. I know this probably isn't the nicest way to share it with you, but I'm going to. Okay, so ever since I was young, I have this weird thing about me. And not that many people know about it because I try not to show it, but I have this thing about clutter and organization. When my life is cluttered, when my mind and my heart and my soul are cluttered, I'm not good. I don't do well. I start acting out. I start doing weird things. I start getting sick. My back, perhaps. I left America to move to Sweden to simplify my life. That is something that was really important to me. And people say that, oh, let's simplify. We got to simplify. But I mean, what exactly does that mean? What does that mean to you? And what does that mean to me? It may be different things. But for me, it meant that I needed to get away from the chaos. And I realized that chaos, of course, starts inside of me and I create it. So I needed to stop. I needed to stop the actions that was creating the chaos. And I came to Sweden to quiet my mind. And I have. That's taken me a long time, but it started getting a little loud in there again. And when it started getting a little loud in there again, I started having all of my physical ailments, which stress causes in my body, which I now know. But what I also didn't know is that it's okay. I've always felt like I was kind of silly for having this interest in organizing things. Like I would be sitting in your home, not thinking like, oh my God, you're a pig, but I'm thinking, I wonder what it would look like if we just kind of like straighten this stuff up a little bit and put it like over there, move it around a little bit, or get rid of half of this stuff. That's not to judge because I'm not here to judge anybody, God knows. It's just something I've done in my head. Just like with editing, I do natural editing. Like if I'm reading a document, I'm always editing for like proofreading. I don't know why. That's another one of my weird things that I do. But anyway, let's get back to decluttering. So I've been decluttering my mind slowly. And, you know, I mentioned that I'm starting this journey. I have started this journey. I'm on day 10 now of A Course in Miracles. And I read it every single morning. And there's an exercise, like a workbook that you do this exercise every day. There's one thing that you do every single day. And it's some very interesting things to try to kind of brainwash yourself for remembering everything, because we keep telling ourselves these stories all the time, and it's basically trying to get these thoughts out of your head. That's where I'm at up to this point, and I like it. I really like it because, you know, if I tell myself bad things, or if I say demeaning things, or, you know, I'm never going to get this, I'm never going to be successful, I'm never going to have what I want, or whatever, you know, that plays a role. It plays a huge role on my heart. And even though you don't realize that you're doing it, maybe, you can stop. You can stop the behavior. So my Course in Miracles is starting this for me. Now, what that means is I'm decluttering my brain, right? I'm decluttering my heart and my soul. But what I'm also doing is I'm going to be decluttering my house. Whew, and it feels so good. I'm getting all hot thinking about it. I know that sounds silly, but I'm telling you what, I have fallen in love. I know I'm married to Thomas and I love Thomas, but if I wasn't married to Thomas, I have found my new wife. Have you ever heard of her? Her name is Marie Kondo, and she has this series on Netflix, this 8-part series about tidying up. It's actually called Tidying Up. And when I'm talking to you, I can feel my fingertips going. Oh my God, I love it so much. It is the most incredible show. And she's got this whole process. Like it's It's the magic of tidying up. And so what she does is she comes into your home. It's a method. And she comes into your home and she goes through everything with you and shows you what you have to do to organize your stuff. So you don't sit here and think, oh, okay, what do I want to throw away? It's about what do you want to keep? Now, I'm telling you what, I am going to do this whole process. I can tell you, I love stuff like this. This is like right down my alley, and I'm thinking actually of even getting certified in it because I think it's so freaking awesome. I love helping people organize. So it's beautiful transition for my life coaching. You can also coach people into simplifying their life, right? And then also help them in their home to go through everything. You start with clothing. You take all of your clothes, every single piece of clothing that you have, and you pile it in one place, and then you touch every single piece, and then you decide, yeah, this one really brings me joy. This sparks joy in my life, and that's the one that you want to keep. And if it doesn't spark joy in your life, then you go, thank you for serving me, or thank you for taking good care of me, and then you put that in the donation pile, or you throw it away if it's ruined, right? So you start with that, you start with clothing, then you do the same thing with books. You take all of your books and you get them into one pile and you touch every one of them and you look at it and you're like, am I going to read this? Have I read it? Do I love it? Do I need it? Do I got to keep it? Do I want to pay it forward, give it to somebody else? So every single thing with books. And then paper. Oh my God. All right. I haven't, there's a problem with me and paper. If you could just see my desk right now, I have so much paper and I love it. I love going into stationery stores. I love holding onto paper. Yeah, computers are nice, but paper's my thing. But you know what? I'm going through it. I'm going to go through it and I'm going to get rid of stuff. Because why do I have to keep everything? I don't want to carry all this stuff around. I don't want to have it clouding my brain, okay? So, next is this thing called kimono, and that's basically miscellaneous items. So you'll go through your kitchen. You'll go through your bathrooms, you'll go into your garage, you'll go into any kind of outbuilding that you have, and you go through every single thing, touch every single thing, and you get rid of it or you keep it because you love it, because it sparks joy in your heart. I mean, come on, you kidding me? Who is this woman? How have I never heard of her? I love her, and she's like this big, and she's Japanese, and she's glorious. I love how she speaks. I love how kind and gentle she is to all the people that she comes into their home and she doesn't judge them for all this stuff that they have. She just says, go through the process. Just go through the process, right? Do everything. Don't do it by room. You do it by in containers. So the container of clothing, books, paper, kimono, like the kitchen, the bathrooms, this. And then finally, the last thing is your sentimental items. So things that really mean a lot to you, like pictures, photographs. Obviously, that's a tough one, and a lot of people don't want to get rid of them. But maybe you have 12 pictures of the same thing. Back in the day when you actually took pictures and have something to hold on to, which I love. Also, what a surprise! Oh God, I'm not looking forward to that project, but I'm going to do it. So going through pictures, going through things that maybe you've been holding on to just because, like if you had kids and I have their first ball of hair or whatever when you cut their hair for the first time, or, these types of things, maybe you don't need it anymore. So anyway, her name is Marie Kondo and it's called Tidying Up on Netflix, and it's an 8 episode series, and she's absolutely excellent, and I'm serious. I'm going to be doing this to my house. You know what? I have to show you this. I'm going to give you an example of why I need to possibly consider doing this in my house. Because Thomas and I, of course, we joined as adults and our families as adults, And this is a drawer where we have wooden knives and spoons and stuff. Why do I and he need 52,000 wooden knives and spoons? And that's just one drawer. And that's not even a drawer that I look at. Do you see how clear-minded I'm getting? Do you see it all? I hope so. I hope you do, because let me tell you, I'm getting this all straight in my head so that I can help you. come into your home, coach you, and declutter. So you can have a clear mind, simplify your mind, so you can have a life of joy, a simple life filled with joy. How's that sound? Man, I'll tell you what. So anyway, follow my journey because I am going to be putting this on Instagram. I'm going to be taking pictures of my drawers beforehand, my closets beforehand, and then afterwards so you can see how this process works because you're going to love it too. And if you haven't checked her out yet, do so. Okay, so I hope you have a great weekend. Fuji is here. My God, dog. Elvis is upstairs. We're keeping them apart. And everything here is good. And I'm really happy and super excited to learn this process and to have you share it with me. All right, take care. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.